Have you ever felt like there's like this more confident version of you somewhere inside, just kind of waiting to like break free?
Yeah.
You know, like you have these amazing ideas, but sometimes you just don't know how to like share them with the same conviction you feel in your heart.
Yeah.
That's kind of what we're digging into today.
Yeah.
We're talking all about practical ways to understand and just own that self-assurance. And this isn't about like becoming some totally different person overnight, right?
Right.
It's about learning to really express the confidence that you already have inside.
Absolutely. And we're going to break down what real confidence actually looks like because it might surprise you. And we're also going to look at why sometimes our confidence can take a dip
Yeah.
and what we can do to get it back.
Yeah.
And most importantly, we'll share really concrete, actionable things that you can do in your daily life to feel more confident. So think of this as a toolkit for building stronger self-belief. We're going to focus on how you think the words you use and even like little exercises.
Yeah.
If you're ready to unlock a more confident you, go ahead and hit that like button and subscribe to our YouTube channel for more conversations just like this.
Totally. And I want to hear from you right away. What does confidence even mean to you? Like right now in this moment. Tell us down in the comments.
Okay, so let's tackle one of the biggest misunderstandings about confidence.
Yeah.
When you think of someone who's confident, what comes to mind?
Yeah. Someone's super like loud and outgoing.
Yeah.
Always like the center of attention.
Exactly. Someone who kind of takes up all the space in the room, you know, or like always seems to have it all figured out.
Oh yeah.
And it turns out that that image is usually pretty far from the truth.
So not accurate.
Not accurate at all.
So what is real confidence then if it's not that?
Real confidence isn't about putting on a show or dominating every conversation. It's actually much quieter than that, and it's more internal. So it's about knowing your own worth, even when you're not in the spotlight. It's about stepping up and participating, even if you're feeling a bit nervous. And it's about speaking your truth, even if your voice shakes a little bit while you're doing it.
Yeah, I love that.
So that means confidence is actually available to everyone, regardless of their personality or what's going on around them. And that's incredibly empowering.
It is.
It's this belief in yourself that comes from inside. And there's some really interesting ways that we actually reflect that inner confidence in the language that we use every day.
Oh, okay. I'm intrigued.
You want to hear about it?
Yes. Tell me more.
Okay, so have you ever heard of modal verbs?
Modal verbs. I feel like I've heard that, but remind me what that is.
So these are words like can, should, must, might. They seem small,
Yeah.
but they're super powerful. They let us express things like possibility, you know, like I can do this, or necessity, we must consider this, or advice, you should follow your heart, and degrees of certainty. And all of these things are crucial when we're talking about sounding confident.
Yeah.
I mean, saying I can achieve this conveys a very different level of belief than I think I can achieve this.
Right. Yeah.
It's subtle, but it's really important.
That's a really good point. And can you give us just a few more examples of how we can use these modal verbs to just sound more confident in general?
Yeah, absolutely. So let's say you're thinking, you know, maybe I could try that. A more confident way to phrase that would be, I can try that.
Oh.
Or instead of, perhaps you should consider this. I should consider this.
Got it.
And when you're thinking maybe we need to act, a stronger way to say that would be we must act. Even just acknowledging possibilities with, they might be hesitant, but they're proceeding.
Right.
Shows this quiet confidence in just observing the situation.
Yeah, and I love how in all of those examples, you're removing these little qualifiers like maybe and perhaps.
Yeah.
And it's like when you do that, it just injects so much more conviction and self-belief into the sentence.
Exactly. It's like you're making a decision instead of just suggesting it.
Exactly. And you know what? I want you to try this if you're listening. Try saying some of these out loud right now. Like, I can handle this.
I can handle this.
You should believe in yourself.
You should believe in yourself.
We must move forward.
Yeah.
And just notice how those modal verbs feel in your mouth when you say them.
Yeah.
It's a really powerful way to like physically embody the confidence.
It's like a little linguistic secret weapon.
Yeah, it is. Now, if you're finding these insights helpful, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to our YouTube channel for more empowering content just like this.
Yeah, for sure.
All right, so we've talked about what real confidence is, how we can use these modal verbs. What's one thing that's standing out to you about the relationship between language and confidence? Share your thoughts in the comments below, and while you're at it, use one of those modal verbs in your sentence.
Great idea. Now let's talk about why we sometimes lose confidence, and more importantly, how to get it back.
Yes, because we all experience this from time to time.
For sure, yeah.
Like, what are those moments where self-doubt creeps in?
Oh, yeah.
What's happening there?
So often it's negative self-talk.
That little inner critic that's always saying, you're not good enough,
Yeah.
you're going to fail. And then there's comparing ourselves to others,
Yeah,
which almost always makes us feel bad.
right.
And then, of course, there's fear of judgment, fear of making mistakes,
Yeah.
which can really stop us in our tracks.
Yeah, it's like our minds almost have like a default setting of going to the negative.
Yeah, totally.
Like worst case scenario.
It's wired for negativity bias.
Yeah, exactly. But here's the thing.
Yeah,
Confidence is not this fixed trait. You aren't just born with it or you're not.
right.
It's not like luck of the draw. Think of it like a skill.
Yes.
Or a habit, like we were talking about before. It's something you can build and strengthen over time.
It's a practice.
Yeah, and I love that because it makes it feel so much more achievable.
Exactly.
So if it is a habit, how do we actually start to cultivate those confident thoughts and behaviors?
The key is to practice confidence in small, everyday ways.
Okay. Instead of trying to just like suddenly transform into a completely different ultra confident person.
Right.
Yeah. So it's not about pretending to be someone you're not. It's about taking these genuine small steps that build your internal belief.
Give me some examples. What does that look like? Practicing confidence in these small, everyday ways.
Totally. So it could be something as small as making eye contact when you talk to someone.
Okay.
Or sharing your opinion in a group, even if you're a little hesitant to do it.
Right.
Another one is correcting yourself if you misspeak without being embarrassed. Just with a quiet sense of commitment to clarity.
I love that.
Even like slowing down when you speak and taking a breath before you respond, even if you're nervous on the inside,
Yeah.
that projects a lot of confidence and control.
Yeah. You're sending that signal to yourself as well.
Totally.
Like, I'm here.
Yeah.
My voice matters.
You matter.
And, it's interesting you mentioned the slowing down your speech.
Yeah.
Is there a connection between how clearly we speak and how confident we feel?
Oh, big time. Yeah. So when we feel unsure of ourselves, we tend to rush our words.
Oh, yeah, true.
But confident speakers, they take their time, they breathe, they enunciate clearly, and they really own what they're saying. It's like there's intention behind their communication.
Intentionality. I love that.
Yeah.
And that reminds me of something someone told me once. They said, try repeating the sentence slowly and clearly. Just let the words sink in. I have the right to be heard. My voice is important.
That's fantastic.
It's a really powerful exercise.
Everyone listening, you should try that right now.
Yeah.
Say it out loud. I have the right to be heard. My voice is important.
And feel that weight.
Feel it.
Yeah,
That's a tiny act of practicing confidence right there. Claiming your space.
I love it. Now, if you're enjoying this discussion, please take a moment to like this video and subscribe to our YouTube channel for more great content just like this.
Yeah, please do.
So we've talked about these small ways to practice confidence. Which one feels the most impactful to you? Like the one you really want to start doing today? Tell us in the comments.
Awesome. Let's talk about how working on your English skills can help you build confidence.
Okay.
Often when we feel insecure about our ability to express ourselves clearly and accurately, it can impact our confidence in lots of different situations.
Yeah, totally. Because if you're worried about being misunderstood or not knowing the right words to say, it's really hard to feel confident when you're trying to communicate.
Totally.
So where do we even begin with building confidence through better English?
Okay, so one really great place to start is with sentence structure. And I know that might sound a little technical, but really all it means is clear sentences lead to feeling confident, both for the speaker and for the listener.
Yeah.
So when your thoughts are organized logically and your sentences are easy to follow,
Yeah.
you project clarity and control.
Okay, so break that down for me. What's the key to actually constructing those clear, confident sounding sentences?
All right, so think about this simple formula. Subject plus verb plus object. This is the foundation of so many clear and direct statements.
Okay.
So for example, I, subject, believe, verb in myself, object. It's direct, it conveys self-assurance.
Yeah.
Another example, she, subject, understands, verb, the concept, object. Again, clear, confident. And one more, we, subject, communicate, verb, effectively, adverb.
Okay.
So you can see how these straightforward structures really create a sense of certainty.
Yeah, and there's no room for misinterpretation.
Exactly.
Like, it's very direct and to the point. So the main takeaway here, is to avoid overcomplicating our sentences.
Yes, simplify, simplify, simplify. Because simplicity equals strength, especially when it comes to expressing yourself confidently.
I love that. Simplicity equals strength.
Write that down.
Yes, I'm writing it down. Now, can we go back to those modal verbs?
Oh, yeah, we can never get enough of those.
They're just so useful. I feel
Yeah.
like once you start noticing them, you can't stop.
Oh, sure.
So how can we use these modal verbs to really boost our confidence when we're speaking English?
Okay, so remember we were talking about replacing hesitant language? So instead of saying, I think I might be able to do that, which is full of uncertainty,
Right.
you can say, I can do that. Instead of maybe, I will try harder, I will try harder.
Okay.
And instead of perhaps we should consider a different approach,
Sure.
we should consider a different approach.
Okay.
So these verbs just help you sound more decisive and they make your message so much more impactful.
Like you're owning it.
Totally.
I love it. Now, if you're finding these language tips helpful, please consider liking this video and subscribing to our YouTube channel for more valuable insights.
Absolutely.
So we've talked about sentence structure, we've talked about modal verbs. Now, what about pronunciation?
Oh, yeah, that's huge.
It is, because even if your grammar is perfect and your vocabulary is amazing, if you feel insecure about how you're actually pronouncing the words,
Yeah.
it can really just like knock down your confidence when you're speaking.
Totally.
But I think a lot of people feel that way,
Yeah,
especially if English is not their first language.
totally.
So what's one thing we can do to just like improve our pronunciation and in turn improve your confidence?
Okay, so here's a really simple but effective exercise.
Okay, I love those.
First, record yourself speaking a sentence or two in English.
Sure.
Something as basic as, I'm working on my confidence.
Okay.
And then step 2 is listen back to the recording and just really listen critically to how clearly you're saying those words. The pace you're speaking at, the overall sound of your voice. And then finally, step 3, think about, okay, what do I want to improve here? And then record it again, focusing on those adjustments.
I love that because it's like instant personalized feedback.
Yeah, for sure.
What are some of the specific things we should listen for when we play back that recording?
So listen for whether your words are easy to understand.
Right.
Are you slurring any sounds together? Are you going too fast? Right. Also pay attention to your intonation. Are you monotone or is there some kind of rise and fall in your voice?
Yeah,
And importantly, do you sound like you believe what you're saying?
that's a great point.
Yeah. This builds muscle memory in your speech. And with time, it can really improve both your pronunciation and your confidence in speaking English.
I love this. These are such actionable tips. Now, I have another question for you guys. Can you think of a simple English sentence that you feel good about saying?
Yeah.
One where you feel clear and confident. Share it with us in the comments below.
Okay, so now let's talk about building a daily practice for confidence.
Yes.
I'm going to give you a 5-step formula you can use to build your confidence little by little
Okay.
every single day.
I love the idea of a daily formula for confidence. Lay it on me. What are the 5 steps?
All right, so step 1 is mirror affirmations. So every day when you wake up, go look at yourself in the mirror and say a few positive affirmations out loud.
Okay.
Things like, I am capable. I am learning and growing. I am worthy. Just make it part of your morning routine.
I love that.
Yeah.
What's step 2?
Step 2 is confident language practice. So make a point of saying at least 5 sentences using modal verbs throughout your day. You could say, I can handle this task. I will speak up in that meeting. I should take a break if I need to.
Okay.
Just focus on using these verbs. They really reinforce that sense of control and capability.
So it's like consciously choosing to use more confident language throughout the day.
Exactly.
Okay, and then what's step 3?
Step 3 is vocabulary expansion. So every day, try to learn one new word that conveys strength or capability.
Okay.
Words like resilient, determined, confident, articulate, and then try to use those words in conversations or when you're writing.
So it's like building your vocabulary to match the confidence that you want to feel.
Yes, exactly.
I love that. What's step 4?
Step 4 is mindful reading aloud.
Okay.
Choose a short passage from a book or an article you like and read it out loud. Slowly and deliberately, paying attention to pronunciation, pacing, your breathing. This not only helps you with your English speaking skills, it also builds that confidence in expressing yourself verbally.
So practicing clear, intentional speech.
Exactly. And finally, number 5 is take one small, brave action each day.
Okay.
This doesn't need to be anything huge or scary. It can be something as simple as sending that email you've been putting off. asking a question you've been nervous to ask, striking up a conversation with someone new.
Yeah.
These little acts of courage build real confidence over time.
So good. And remember, if you're finding this formula helpful, please give us a thumbs up and subscribe to our YouTube channel for ongoing support on your journey to greater confidence.
Yeah, we love to see those thumbs up.
So, thinking about these 5 steps, which one do you think would make the biggest difference in your own confidence right now? Tell us in the comments below.
Now, let's shift gears a bit and talk about something really important. Because the truth is, the confidence you're looking for, it's not something you have to go out and find. It's already inside you.
I love that. It's not about creating something from nothing. It's about recognizing what's already there.
Exactly. Think about the challenges you've already overcome, the tough situations you've navigated, the times you've kept going when things felt difficult. That is proof of your strength and your resilience.
Right.
And that is a huge part of confidence.
Yeah, but it's so easy to forget those past wins when we're focused on what we're struggling with right now.
Totally, but it's so important to acknowledge all that strength and all those accomplishments, no matter how small. You don't need to pretend to be someone you're not.
Right?
True confidence comes from accepting and owning who you are with all of your experience and all of your potential.
So it's about letting go of this need to be perfect
Yes,
and embracing our authentic selves.
exactly. Speak your mind, practice your English, and walk into every room like you belong there because you do.
I love that so much. This has been such a valuable conversation. Thank you so much for sharing all these strategies and this really empowering perspective on confidence.
My pleasure. Be kind to yourself and remember to celebrate the progress you're making, everyone.
Thank you for exploring this with us today. If you enjoyed this conversation, please like, comment, and subscribe to our YouTube channel for more great content just like this. What's one takeaway you're going to put into practice from today? Share it in the comments. We love hearing from you. And one final thought before we go. Think back to a time, even a small moment, where you felt really confident. What were you doing? What were you thinking? And how can you bring a little bit of that feeling into your life today?